Yeah, I bought that for him, agitator. I bought it for the name.
Oh, okay.
Had nothing to do with votes.
With the meeting of, special meeting of Monday, April 10th, 2023 at 5:30 PM, please come to order. The clerk, please read the roll.
DeBella,
Here?
Adel,
Here.
Anderson,
Here.
Avedisian,
Here.
Bazzano,
Here.
Buell,
Here.
Bush,
I think he's on the phone.
Curry,
Here.
Desai,
He's on web.
Here.
Drake,
Here.
Gale,
Here.
Gardot,
Here.
Gentile, Healy,
Here.
Hoffman,
Here.
Hoheb, Holloway,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
LaChance, Lester,
Here.
Lewis, Magnan,
Here.
Maniscalco, Payne, Patel, Potowski,
Van Dyke. This
Mandike,
is Commissioner Bush. I am present in the meeting.
You just want music.
I did Payne, Patel, Potowski, Salemi, Stuber, Taylor, Torres, Wolf, Carrier. We have a quorum.
Okay.
This is Commissioner Bush. I'm also in the meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner Bush.
We have you, Commissioner.
And if everyone on a phone can mute yourself to not disrupt the meeting, please.
Okay, can we stand for Pledge of Allegiance?
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4, approval of minutes of meetings of April 3rd, 2023. Been moved and seconded. Are there any additions or deletions? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Internal Audit Committee, item 6.
Skip 5.
I'm sorry. Public comments relative to agenda items. Oh, here's Professor.
Good afternoon. For the record, State Representative Tom Delnicki, 14th District, South Windsor. I would make one request that any and all discussions occur in open session, and that's the only comment I have pertaining to tonight.
Thank you. There's no, that I know of, there's no executive session being recommended on the agenda. Okay, item number 6.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any other public comments or anything?
I asked for public comments.
Yeah, we're just checking to see if anything's been,
Anything online? Is that what you're asking for?
or
Well, and-
anything that's been sent in.
I received a letter from Mayor Del Bueno of Newington. I thought that there was going to be somebody here to read it. They'd asked that it be entered into the record.
Put it in the record.
You want me to read it or just enter it into the record?
You can send it out after, I don't care.
Enter it into the record.
If you want.
I request that you read it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, MDC Commissioners, I apologize for not being able to attend the meeting in person as I'm out of town. I've asked my Deputy Mayor, Gail Budraco, to read my letter into the record for your consideration. First and I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for taking the allegations against Chairman DeBella and Commissioner Salemi seriously and acknowledging that a full investigation was necessary. After reading the investigation report relating to Sandler and Mara PC invoices, I continue to have concerns regarding the ability for Chairman DeBella to lead the MDC Commission. Based upon the facts of finding and the violations of the MDC's charter and bylaws that are stated and expanded upon pages 43 to 44 of this document, I respectfully request that Chairman DeBella resign effective immediately from any and all positions held within the MDC and Commission. Should Chairman DeBella refuse to do so, I would ask that the commission take any and all action possible to remove him from his position as chair. Given that his actions are a clear disregard for the MDC charter as well as bylaws, it's my opinion he's not fit to continue in his role as chairman. I appreciate all that the commission has done to date to vet and investigate these issues. Additionally, I appreciate the meetings be held publicly when appropriate and being made available virtually for all to be able to attend. The transparency in dealing with such difficult and serious allegations is refreshing and valued. Sincerely, Beth Del Bueno, Mayor, Town of Newington.
For the record, all of the board meetings have been public. The committee's meetings were not public. They were in executive session. So anything we've done on this board has been in a public session. Okay. Internal Audit Committee, transmittal of independent counsel report.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
What's the point?
Point of order is that I think that you're a conflict and you should relinquish the gavel to the vice chairman. I believe that you did not attend any of the meetings in the internal audit, and I would ask that you turn this meeting over to Maureen and have her decide.
Can you hear him?
I'm going to chair the meeting.
Hearing
Well,
problem.
I appeal your decision.
Okay? All those in favor of the chair's position?
Mr. Chairman,
It's
I
not a
don't believe-
debatable issue. It's not a debatable issue.
I'd like to just finish what I had to say.
Oh, okay.
I feel that this is, since you have relinquished, since you did commit that you stepped down from this topic, that you're a total conflict of interest, and you should let Maureen make the decision on this to move forward.
All those in favor of there's an appeal.
Point of order, is this a debatable issue or no?
It's
Is
not
this-
debatable.
Debatable.
is-
Hold on. Under Robert's rules, the initial determination by the chair is not debatable. On appeal, it's debatable. Each member has the option to speak, and they can speak once.
Anybody else want to speak?
Yes, I'd like to speak, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. I believe it is in the best interest of this board and to be very transparent in the way that we're handling this investigation, that the chair remove himself from chairing this meeting and relinquish it to the vice chair. And I think that would be transparent. I think it is appropriate, and I think it's the right thing for us to do as a Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
Further discussion? If not, I'm sorry, John. Commissioner Vadesian.
Based on the conversation with my town manager, I agree with Commissioner Mandyke.
Further debate? Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. While I can understand the attempt to remove you from chair, tonight's action, it's my understanding, the only thing we're doing is accepting the report and referring it to the board as a whole. And that's it. Is that correct?
It is.
There is a resolution. There is a resolution as
I
well.
don't have a resolution. Where's the resolution? Is there a resolution?
I believe there's a resolution
You had to refer to committee.
to committee.
Yeah, well, that's what he just said.
First, it has to go to the board before the board can
Right.
refer.
We're going to receive it,
Right.
and then we can send it there. Further discussion?
Roll call vote, please.
There's been a request for a roll call. Fine. Read the roll, please.
Can you explain what
Okay.
the yes or no? What are we
Yes,
voting on?
yes supports the position of the chair that I will maintain myself as chairman on this issue. No is the other way.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
This is a motion, it's a motion to appeal the decision of the chair. Read the roll, John.
Adel,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Avedisian,
No.
Bazzano,
Yes.
Buell,
Yes.
Bush,
No.
Curry,
No.
Desai,
No.
DeBella, or is that hold off?
Yes.
Drake,
No.
Gale,
Yes.
Gardeau,
No.
Gentile,
No.
Healy,
No.
Hoffman,
No.
Holloway,
Yes.
Johnson,
No.
Lester,
Yes.
Lewis, Magnan,
No.
Mandyke,
No.
Payne,
No.
Patel,
Yes.
Salemi,
Yes.
Stuber,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Torres,
Yes.
Wolf, sorry. Fifteen yeses, 13 or 12 nos.
Is there 27 people? I think there's more than that. Should be,
You have 15 yeses.
right?
Potowski's not
Even
here.
13, right.
There's Potowski and,
Oh, that's right.
no, Temple voted. Yeah, Potowski was the only commissioner not to vote. 15, 12.
15, 12? The motion passed? Okay. What? Was defeated. The appeal was turned down. The chair was supported.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Adel?
I'd like to make a motion to table the audit committee report. We received the report at 4:38 PM on Wednesday. We've only had one business day with a 3-day holiday following that, and this investigation has been going on for 8 months. The report refers to exhibits, a timeline, notes, etc., that we have not been privy to. There are hundreds of pages of documents that we don't have, as well as notes from executive sessions that were not been shared with us. Finally, people are being charged with violations, and they need more time to respond.
Is there a second?
Second.
I guess we can do the same thing by just receiving the report. What's this?
That's what I'm looking up.
This is a motion to receive, right?
Motion to table.
No, I'm saying, but the motion on,
He can interrupt, takes precedent, that motion.
okay.
General motion. Yes, it's debatable.
Thank you, Jim. This is the table of that item, right? Is that
Correct.
Commissioner?
Yes. Item 6.
Is there further discussion?
Well, I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I'm sorry, Mr.
Chris.
Chairman.
Go ahead.
Item 6 is 6A, B, C, and D. So are you tabling the entire
No, I guess
item, or
A.
is it just 6A? What was called by the chairman was 6A.
6A, B, C, and D.
Thank you.
Discussion? Commissioner Curry?
No discussion.
Chairman, to the maker of the motion, could I ask, I mean, if the intent tonight, and it's my understanding, but I'm not 100% positive.
I'm
is
sorry,
just
Commissioner.
To accept the
You got to
report.
turn,
If the intent of tonight's meeting is just to accept the report, to get it to the board, we could then table it. But we're missing, it's not even before us yet to really go to that step.
Well, my intent, Commissioner Curry, was to accept the report, but not, but then to table the motion for now, give us time, and then pick it back up again.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Point of order.
What's your point?
Commissioner Taylor has recused himself multiple times from the Internal Audit Committee, so, based on his conflict, so I don't think he should be participating or voting on any item concerning the internal audit.
Mr. Chairman, council has already ruled on this before, so I don't expect a different ruling at this time. So why don't you ask them? Let's ask the
Well,
council.
could I? Go
If I
ahead.
might, just for the record, council hasn't ruled on it. The audit committee ruled on it twice before. This is a point of order, not debatable, John?
Correct.
Not debatable. So if the chair will make a call on the point of order, he'll either sustain it or overrule it, and depending upon that, there may be an appeal, which could lead to discussion. But right now, it's not debatable.
That because he recused yourself, I don't think you're recusing yourself as a commissioner to deal with this issue. He could have recused himself as a member of the committee. Doesn't mean he's recusing himself as a member of the board. The board's going to make a determination on this issue, and I think that he's got the right to still be able to vote or do whatever he wants as a commissioner. He recused himself from the committee, and that's not recusal of himself as a board member.
Just
I
a point of order.
Debatable.
If you look back through the minutes, he actually, Commissioner Taylor actually recused himself at a board meeting, and in fact, even pulled back his referral to the independent audit committee because he recused himself at the board level. So just to make sure that we're all clear where the recusal occurred.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that if we have to take, now we're going to have to take out the transcript.
Make an order.
It's
Okay,
not,
but
it's not.
You need to issue
Commissioner
an
Taylor
order. There's no
said that he
discussion.
would recuse himself, and he was asked by Commissioner Mandyke. He said that he would recuse himself at
Excuse
the
me.
IAC, not at the district court.
Mr.
Wanna take out the transcript
Commissioner,
now?
He's out of order.
Commissioner, could we finish? It's not a debatable issue. My ruling is that he has recused himself as a member of the committee, not as a commissioner. He's got a right to proceed as a commissioner and sit here.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to appeal the decision.
The decision is appealed. The motion, is there discussion? Commissioner Dominic?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You are violating the bylaw B6DB. If any officer or commissioner has a personal interest in any matter coming before or which has been before the district board, officer or commissioner shall so advise such board if such officer shall refrain from voting upon or otherwise participating in the consideration of such matter or any determination in connection within by such body, and shall not present at any executive session or such body at which such matter is considered. Commissioners shall not proceed over any meeting or hearing involved such matter. This is in our bylaw. Are we going to be commissioners and do the right thing here? He has recused himself at a board meeting. He's recused himself from our internal audit. He tried to talk during internal audit, and internal audit made a decision that he had recused himself during the board meeting, and that's why he didn't participate in internal audit. He shouldn't be participating or voting in any manner right here. Even our chairman is in violation of B6DB for participating in this meeting, because on August 1st, 22, DeBella, okay, item 7, I'm going to relinquish the chair to the vice chairman. Payne, Mr. Chairman, before you do, can I ask you a question? DeBella, all right, sure. Payne, I'd like to know if you have a conflict of interest with Attorney Sandler or his firm.
Point of order, this is not germane.
It is germane.
It is not
I'd like to
germane.
finish, Mr. Chairman.
If I might, Mr. Chairman. Yes, thank you. Commissioner Payne, the issue before the board is an appeal of the chair's decision to allow Commissioner Taylor to participate in the proceeding this evening. It has to do with Commissioner Taylor. Please, what you're talking about is not relevant to that issue.
Continue. Further discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I could,
Didn't she speak up?
thank you. The reason why I am appealing this decision is because I believe that we need to be transparent as a body. Commissioner Taylor has said that he recused himself from this issue. For us to allow him to participate in the discussion or the vote, it flies in the face of us not being a transparent body, and this report directly impacts that. So I would ask my fellow commissioners to look at this and think very hard about how, when one recuses themselves, if you're allowed then to participate in a discussion. It's very clear in Robert's Rules of Order. Thank you.
Further discussion. Commissioner Curry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No discussion regarding the issue. Most of you here know I'm hard of hearing, so if you could ask the public that's in the chamber to please refrain from having conversations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Further discussion. Not, I'm sorry, Commissioner Gay.
You know, I'm somewhat new on this body and not privy to all of the backstory. I'm not clear that anybody has been convicted of anything yet that I'm aware of. And I'm concerned that what I'm hearing here is that if allegations are thrown around that Mr. A, Ms. B, Mr. C, somebody D did something, that none of them would be allowed to participate in the debating in this deliberative body. And I'm especially sensitive to the fact, having just gone through an exercise in Tennessee where we saw the Tennessee legislature expel 2 members, which I find to be atrocious and, you know, just a savage attack on democracy. This is a democratic body. Commissioner Taylor is one of our members. In my experience, if you recuse yourself on one issue, that doesn't mean you recuse yourself on all issues. And I don't know how this issue relates to the issue that he recused himself in, because I haven't heard enough about it. So I certainly think that Commissioner Taylor and every commissioner ought to be allowed to speak. I think that actually gives us quite a bit more transparency than shutting people down.
Commissioner Patel, and then
Commissioner recused whatever reason it was. If it was not something which was proven quote-unquote criminal, then why should he not participate? By him simply making statement, you think that everybody else will be just convinced to his views, and therefore you are afraid that your views will be totally disappearing? You have the study here to support what you have done. Why are you afraid of one gentleman here speaking whatever he has to speak? And it is not fair to stop somebody from speaking whatever they want to clarify. Let it be totally clear and open. Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Torres.
First of all, can you hear me? First of all, I have the deepest respect for all the commissioners that serve on this board. I think everyone here really cares very much about this agency and about the services that this agency provides so many people out there that depend upon these services, water and sewage. And it greatly troubles me and saddens me that we continue to approach this as if this was some kind of Nuremberg trial. I think that maybe mistakes could have been made. I think we've seen that in this report, and I haven't had a chance to really digest all of it. It's so long, and I try to get as much out of it as I could. And I recall that we spent a great deal of time dealing with the issue of Commissioner Taylor, and that we had come to some kind of conclusion on that we had voted and we had done some things, and that was taken care of. And even as I look through the report, I didn't see anything which literally singles out Commissioner Taylor in this report that could create a conflict of interest directly, especially since we already discussed this way back, that would prevent him from participating in this discussion. So I'm saddened by this. I don't think it's the way we should be operating. I think we need to look at this. Definitely, it's a very long report, and I agree that I think at the very least we need to receive this report and then decide what we want to do, with the following steps that may be required to deal with the report. So that's the way that I see it, and I would hope that we would tone this down a little bit and not make it seem like we've committed some criminal acts here. In reading this, I didn't see anyone that seemed to be having gained any potential interest in this, other than perhaps we've had some miscommunications, some things that may or may not have been done correctly. So I personally need more time to see, what's going on here and to be able to discern, what it is that we're trying to do here.
Further discussion?
Chairman?
Commissioner Avedisian.
I've sat through all these, and I've got to say the following. I find it very distasteful, with all due respect, Commissioner, that you would even say this is like the Nuremberg trials. I just have a problem with that. You have good commissioners here, all of them, Mr. Taylor, Salemi, but there's been a problem. People may or may not have done something outside of their responsibilities. And that's what I read this report over the weekend. And I have to say, anybody that couldn't read it over the weekend, obviously you had a lot of other things to do. You're sitting on this commission. It would be good if we read it so we'd all know what was going on. So all I need to say is almost like this is already preordained how this is going to come out. And that bothers me more than anything else. Thank you.
Further discussion? For the record, I did not recuse myself. My vice chairman thought that because my name appeared there that I should not chair that meeting, and I agreed with her, and she took it over. And I think it's the most embarrassing meeting that we ever had in this body, and I've been here 47 years. Embarrassing from the standpoint that we had the body was briefed that the referral to the Committee on Audit was being made for them to do an investigation of what happened and report back to the body, at which time they were told it was only debatable to the issue of the referral and where it was going, not to the merits of what was discussed. And consequently, in questions and answers, which is still part of that same meeting, and remember, that motion to referral had gone, this issue had left the body. In questions and answers, we had 3 or 4 or 5 commissioners that got into the merits of this issue. Unfortunately, 4 of those people were part of the Committee on Audit that were going to review this issue and hopefully in a reasonable, fair, and responsible manner, not to introduce the facts that were brought up, which were part of the merits of that motion. It should never have happened. And what happened was, these people knew that they were going to be sitting on the audit committee. I've sat through a lot of governmental meetings. I spent 10 years in the city council. I spent almost 20 years in the state senate. When people in a body start questioning the motives before the issue is even brought up in a subcommittee that's going to investigate it, you've got a seriously bad situation. And that's where we're going down the same road. Everybody in this room should have the opportunity to be able to discuss the issue as a member of this committee, the board. Because the board has the responsibility to operate here and make decisions. You cannot take away a commissioner's right to make a decision as a commissioner in this body. So that's all I'm saying.
Mr. Chairman?
Who else wants to speak? Is there someone else? Commissioner?
I just want to correct you that in the minutes, according to 8-1, I asked you if you had a conflict, and you said yes. Thank you.
No, you
That's
asked.
not what you said.
That's
Excuse me,
not what-
Mr. Chairman. Let's read the transcript. If you're going to keep doing this, let's read the transcript, because you asked if he had any work done.
I would.
You keep doing this, and that's what this whole report is. It's like little pieces of a conversation, and they get all moved around. But go ahead. You say, let's read it again, Don. Read the whole thing.
We should vote on the motion.
You did. You,
Recognize him a second time. You didn't have to. Finish, Don. Dominic, just finish it, then we're going to call the question.
You want me to read the minutes, Mr.
I don't
Salami?
care what you do, Dominic.
The minutes are the minutes. We're not here to debate. This is an issue, again, as to Commissioner Taylor. Let's stick to the issue. There's been a ruling on Commissioner Taylor's participation. If you vote yes, you support the ruling of the chair. If you vote no, you do not support the ruling of the chair. Everything else is extraneous information that is not relevant to that issue. So if I might, Mr. Chairman, if someone has a question that hasn't spoken or something to say that hasn't spoken, they should be allowed to speak, and then the question should be called.
is there anyone else that has not spoken that wishes to speak? If not, we will vote on the motion to override the opinion of the chair. Yes is supporting the chair, no is not supporting the chair. All those in favor, please.
Roll call vote, please.
Roll call vote.
Adel,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Avedisian. Pisano.
Yes.
Buell. Bush.
No.
Curry.
Yes.
Desai. Commissioner Desai, are you on the WebEx?
No, sorry.
DeBella.
Yes?
Drake. Yes. Gale.
Yes.
Gardeau.
Yes.
Gentile.
Yes.
Healy.
Yes.
Hoffman.
No.
Holloway.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Magnan. Mandyke.
No.
Payne.
No.
Patel.
Yes.
Potowski. Salemi.
Yes.
Stuber.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Torres.
Yes.
Wolf.
Yes.
The ayes have it.
Who's the vote?
7 noes, so 21 yeses. 2, 4, 6.
Okay, the motion to table, I'm sorry, Commissioner Taylor.
Mr. Chairman, through you, I want to make sure that what we are doing here basically is that we are receiving the report.
Right.
We're receiving the report, and that there's then a motion to table. Is that correct?
That's, if I might, Mr. Chairman, that's not the motion.
The
is-
motion was to receive, excuse me, the motion was to receive, the motion was then amended to a motion to table.
All right.
So what's before us now is the motion to table. And again, I think that as you read this, just for instruction here, this is a debate, as you read this, this is what the motion asks is to receive it. Then it can be sent any place, or the board can make a decision at a future time on what they want to do with it. So,
If I might, Mr. Chairman.
ahead.
I just want to make the record clear. It's really all I want to do. I thought, Commissioner Adel, when I asked you, is your motion to table just item 6A or
That's
the
the
whole
issue.
thing? You said 6A, B, C, and D. If you'd like to withdraw your motion and withdraw the second, you can rephrase your motion to accepting the report, 6A, and then, I don't want to put words in your mouth, then if you want 6B through D tabled, then you can make that part of that motion as well. But that's, just in terms of where we are, I want everyone to
That's what I
understand
want.
where we are. That's all.
That would be fine.
So you're going to withdraw your
withdraw
motion,
it.
the second, who's the second, John?
I don't know.
I don't think we were.
There was a second, okay, so withdraw that,
I
rephrase
just
your.
assumed there was a
I
second.
understand, so did I. So rephrase your motion.
Okay, thanks. So we're, what was, we're not
Receive.
accept, but,
You're going to receive, you're going to receive,
It's not
we're, okay,
accept.
so my motion is to receive the report and then table.
Well, the motion to receive is here. What you're doing is withdrawing your motion to table on item A.
yes, there's been, don't even have a motion to receive yet, it's my understanding.
Right,
So,
and I'm saying, if he's withdrawing he would then be withdrawing his motion to table, and the main motion, as is on the agenda, would stand, and the motion then would be to receive the report.
so make that motion, and then if you want to table B, C, and D, you can do that as a second motion or as part of the first. It's up to you.
I was going to do it as part of the first, so,
Right.
yeah, receive the report and then tables the
Well, let's just deal with withdrawing the motion to table.
Right.
And then let's receive the motion A as a board.
Move to receive.
Is there objection to receiving the motion?
The report.
The report, I'm sorry. If not, the motion has been received by the board. Item B is a discussion of the independent counsel's report regarding Sandler and Mara's PC. Recommended action is discussion.
Mr.
Is
Chairman,
there-
I thought we had actually decided to, no?
We put it out in two motions. We
Okay.
separated it out.
All right.
So we are now on item B. Is there discussion?
Need a vote to receive the report?
There's no objection.
There's no objection.
It's unanimous.
Okay. Item B, again, is discussion, recommended action is discussion. Is there discussion?
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Commissioner Pisano?
I thought the motion was to table items B, C, and D, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That motion was part of the original motion,
But it was
Commissioner
withdrawn.
Pisano.
Right.
It was withdrawn.
Okay.
So all that passed just 2 seconds ago was a unanimous motion without objection to receive the report, which is 6A.
Got
If-
that.
If the maker of that motion wants to make another motion to table B, C, and D, he or anyone else can do that.
Well,
Or not.
I guess the question is that, does anybody have questions that they wanted added or not, that they weren't comfortable with what that report was? Was there product in there that it wasn't forthcoming? Well, my personal feeling
I want to, no,
is on this issue
I don't know how angry I am.
Is
I'll lawsuit against him tomorrow.
that we've received the report as it was addressed and the information in it. There was other information when I met with the attorney. He had written questions asking me those questions, and then he put comments on that at that meeting. Those were his notes. I believe that the responsibility of this report should be to provide all of information that was available. And that available are the notes that he took when he spoke to me, to Counselor
Mr. Chairman?
Stone. Excuse me.
Sorry to interrupt you, but right now, let us not discuss anything, and that's what we are talking about.
Well, I'm asking for additional information that was
Should
taken.
be separate.
That's why we're going to
So right now,
That's a
simply
discussion.
decision has to be item B, C, and D table. We should table it, and we are not discussing it. If we discuss it, we will be here all night, and I can't stay up all night.
No, yeah, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I did make a second motion.
Well, you're going to make the second motion now, not in the first motion. You can't make it. So go ahead, make the second motion.
I will once again make a motion to table items B, 6B, C, and D.
Second.
Second it. Okay. Discussion. We can have discussion now.
No discussion.
On the motion.
I'm sorry, the motion is not debatable. You're right. Okay. All those in favor of the motion to table, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Okay.
You
I
have the
believe
next
the
document.
ayes have it.
You definitely have it, but do you have who said nay for the minutes?
Could you raise your hand for those votes that were nay?
Aye, nay or aye?
Wait a minute.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you do the people.
Why don't you take a roll call if
You-
you want?
On the website, could you please designate what your vote was?
Who is John? Is it Bush?
Commissioners Bush
Commissioner
and
Bush
Desai.
and Desai?
Bush has his hand up.
I support the motion.
Okay.
With this part.
John S. Bush.
Commissioner Bush, do you have your vote on table?
I vote no.
Okay. Let's account.
10 noes. So
17?
17 yeses.
No, let's see, it's 28, no, it's 18. 28, 10 would be 18.
Yep.
Okay. So before us is nothing now. Opportunity for general public comments? Before you, excuse me, Judy, before you do that, just for a point that I was raising before the motion was made to table, that there's additional information, I believe, that has not been forthcoming relative to receiving the report from the attorney or the committee. And that were the notes that were taken in the course of the conversations that he had with me, Commissioner Salemi, I believe it was, Attorney Stone.
Point of
and
order.
our
Point of order, yes.
Mr. Chairman, aren't we done? Don't we move on to letter number 7?
Yes.
I mean, we're done tonight.
Chair has, I'm raising a question. I'm not saying I'm making a motion on it.
I agree, but
It's not a
this
question.
is a special meeting that you can't put anything else on it, and
Yes.
it sounds like you're putting
Okay,
something else on it.
I'll request it from him directly. No
Thank you.
problem. Okay. Again, I'm sorry, Judy?
Judy Allen, West Hartford. I'm really upset with this evening. When you first put together your new package for ethics, you had someone from the state come and give you a training, and I think it was recorded. I hope so, because if it was, I urge you all to look at that again. He was very clear that recusing because of conflict of interest also means you recuse yourself from the discussion. He also said that you need an abundance of caution. Even if the appearance of a conflict of interest is there, you should take a good look and act with the best interests of everyone at heart. And what I'm hearing is that some of you don't have any confidence in the audit committee. And that upsets me. That's a committee that was organized, and you approved of the committee. They did their work. They spent a lot of time, and now it's like, well, we don't care. Because of what I see as really taking the ethics and throwing them out the window, perhaps the legislature does need to implement something that demands that you make a more stringent code of ethics for yourself. Thank you.
Again, the motion to table can be taken off the table at another meeting when there's more information forthcoming. I will write and ask for the opinion, for the information from the attorney. Go ahead, Tom.
State Representative Tom Delnicki, 14th District, South Windsor. The sooner you get the information out, the better. Because, like anything, the longer you take and the longer it isn't even presented and enumerated for the public, the more difficult the situation becomes, and you run into a situation where people lose confidence. I think the sooner you announce when you're going to actually act on it, at least to present it publicly so people can hear what is in the report, the better.
The report is on the website.
I understand that, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
But nonetheless, some people are not adept at utilizing the website, and you need to both have it presented as a document before the commission and also put it on the website. I believe you have that obligation, in my opinion.
Thank you. Again, for the record, I am going to request the information that the attorney had in the conversations that he had with the people that were witnesses, that be provided to this board along with what was sent in tonight, which are his notes during that meeting that I had with him for 4.5 hours, was that he had written questions that he asked. He had about 100 or 350 exhibits that we asked that those exhibits be given to us so we could review the exhibits. And I want to see, he wrote down in my meeting, in his own handwriting on those questions he asked. Those are his notes. Those notes are part of this process. I will write to him and to the committee separately and ask for it. This is on our website. Anybody can go on and read it, and that's what's up here. It was received, put on table for additional information in time that the commissioners requested that they wanted to have to look at this. Commissioner Patel.
Debating beyond what we have concluded is a waste of time. So let's move on, and everybody should read it thoroughly and discuss when we have it on a schedule, and then vote accordingly. Thank you.
Commissioner Curry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me preface by saying I'm not an attorney, and I think we all can agree we want to bring this to a conclusion. But you know, there's a thing called the 14th Amendment in due process and a fundamental fairness, and we've got all those. And the audit committee, which I served on, had an opportunity over far too many nights to look at all the documents and come to a conclusion of submitting a report. everyone here on this board needs that same opportunity. This is a work in progress. You have to be fair, and you have to have every piece of documentation and review it before you can make an informed decision. So, that's it.
I move we adjourn.
Chairman?
It's not debatable.
It's not debatable. It's in order.
I'm not debating, I just want to know if, you said, you know, you're going to be asking for, you know, information that we believe
Hold
is
on,
missing.
buddy.
Is it okay
We
if
got
I
a
get
motion
Friday?
before us
I
to
mean,
adjourn.
I have some questions too, so.
It's not debate, vote needs to be called.
It's before us, I agree. All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Paul,
I've
looked at all the minutes. I don't I've got a question of how many people are where.
Okay.
Executive sessions. Yes, explain
Hold on,
why
we have a
it's
roll
not-
call on this
Never
to
does.
determine whether we,
Why is Scott at every
there are other people that have expressions of opinion, so I want to see.
testimony that he
Go
has?
ahead.
Okay, roll call vote on adjournment. Yes is in favor of adjournment. Adel?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Avedisian? Bazzano?
Yes.
Buell?
Yes.
Bush?
Yes.
Curry? Yes. Desai?
Don?
Yes.
Bella?
No.
Drake?
Yes.
Scott's at every one of the meetings, I mean, what is he?
Gale?
Yes.
Why am I not at it?
Gardeau?
I have testimony for like.
Yes.
Gentile?
Yes.
Healy?
Yes.
Hoffman?
No.
Scott is what?
Holloway? Yes. Johnson?
Yes.
He was at every executive.
Lester?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Magnan?
Yes.
Mandyke?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Patel?
Yes.
Salemi?
Yes.
Stuber? Taylor?
Yes.
Torres? Wolf?
Stand adjourned.